catastrophe, more lives would have been lost. And so we've flattened it, and it took time to get there, and it was because we were so aggressive. Jonathan's question about Ohio, I appreciate my friend Mike DeWine. We all together, we've collaborated. I've talked to him maybe more than any other governor during this process. And we just have very different situations in our states with regard to the presence of COVID-19 and the toll that it's taken on our states. Dr. J, do you want to add anything with regard to the data?
Yes, so we're certainly not flying blind when it comes to why we're making certain decisions. So we are looking every day. We have a dashboard. We identify the number of cases that we have. We look at the number of deaths, but we also look at it by region. So I know there are several regions that actually are seeing an increase in the rate of cases that are going up. And so I've said this before, you can't make decisions based on 1 or 2 days of data. You really have to look at trends. And as the governor mentioned, we did something on Friday to relax or reopen the economy a little bit. We need to watch the data and make sure we don't see a spike, and then the cases go up, and then the deaths tend to lag after the cases start going up. We want to make sure we're safe before we start doing additional things. But again, monitoring cases, deaths, and hospital capacity, amongst other things, will be very important.
Governor, it's been reported that 36 people in Wisconsin who participated in their election have been tested positive for COVID-19. Does that give you any pause going forward with in-person polling locations for the May elections? And if not, why not just go all vote by mail?
Well, of course it does. And I think that our efforts to increase vote by mail are really going to be important to keep people safe, but also to ensure that everyone gets the opportunity to cast their ballot. We do know that there are Michigan citizens, Michigan residents that have disabilities who need to vote in person, and that's why we need to make sure that that remains available. But our push is to ensure that the vast majority of people who can vote by mail do so, because we believe that that's an important way to keep down the spread of COVID-19. We don't want to, I would love if the legislature wanted to work with me to make it even more robust in terms of our vote by mail program, and that's something that I extend my hand in hopes that we could do something very meaningful. But I think the more people that vote by mail, the better.
Oh, yeah. 33 prisoners, mostly elderly, have died because of COVID-19. Why not use your clemency powers to take older and infirm prisoners, out of the prisons rather than just the parole eligible?
Yeah, I think that this is a hard question to answer in a short period of time, but I'll tell you this. I've been working very closely with Heidi Washington, the director of that department. I know that we have been doing robust testing and isolation. I know that we have expedited parole. Excuse me, I have allergies, and we have expedited parole so that we are working 7 days a week, the parole board, to make sure that where there are opportunities to safely release people, where they have a home. I mean, there's an incredible amount of work that has to be done in that process, and we are doing it to the maximum that we're able to. We have made a significant difference in the number of people that are in our prisons. As we've looked to who would be eligible for additional potential measures, we know that they still have to go that parole system, so the parole process. And so as we are maxed out right now and unable to add to it, if there's a moment where we can, I will certainly be continuing to look at that and working closely with the director. We want to keep people safe. And the upgraded testing and ability to isolate and lower population has helped us do some of that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you've been listening to a live update from the governor and state health officials on the state's response to the coronavirus emergency in Michigan. We have to be smart. We have to get this right. We did hear Governor Whitmer word it that way when talking about re-engaging and reopening businesses. The governor saying only the lowest risk businesses will open first, like residential and commercial construction. She talked about the new My Safe Start program, re-engaging safely, like a new array of safety standards in the workplace. For example, monitoring employee symptoms, strengthening hygiene, and of course, distance when possible. She talked about no retaliation for employees who stay home because either they feel ill or they're caring for an ill loved one. And Governor Whitmer also making it clear that there is no hard and fast timeline, no on and off switch to this virus. She says her decisions to reopen will be made based on data about infection rate and deaths. Our stay home order now extended to May 15th. We can expect another live update from the governor